Hello, this is Broyar, and welcome to another First Impressions video for Civilization 6 A New Frontier Pass. Today we're going to be covering the final patch, which is the March 2021 DLC patch for the New Frontier Pass. So there's nothing else after this as far as I know, but let's get right into it. All right, here we go. And as always, before I begin, please, if you like these kinds of videos and want to see more of them, please like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell notification, and comment below of what you think about my thoughts about this, as well as what you think about the patch itself. And I do appreciate all of the support. Thank you very, very much. Let's get into this video, though. I'm excited. I don't know anything about this, actually. I'm not sure if I've seen... I think I saw a potential rumor. Did I see Portugal? I don't know. Honestly, that was like a month or two ago that I thought I saw a leak about it. So we'll see what's true and what's not here.
Welcome, Civ fans, to the developer video for the final pack in the Civilization 6 New Frontier Pass.
We'll be announcing our next new Civ and giving you all the details on 2 new world wonders, a new map script, and another exciting brand new game mode.
Every time we've announced any new Civ, we've seen a ton of requests on social media for this Civ. It's been so hard to keep it secret when there's been so much demand for it, but finally, at long last, we are thrilled to announce that the next new Civ is known for its vast naval empire, powerful port cities, being one of the first truly global civilizations. At long last, we're bringing you Portugal.
All right, so I guess the leaks were true. We are going to be seeing Portugal coming in. We've seen Portugal before, obviously, in Civ 5 and I think previous ones as well. I'm not exactly sure. But definitely going to be cool to see another naval power in the game. And obviously probably long overdue. Portugal. I mean, you've got Spain, you got England, you got France. Where's Portugal? You got Italy. I mean, where's Portugal? Wait, do we have Italy? We have Rome. We don't have Italy. We have Rome. Forgive me for that. But yeah, Portugal is going to be a good one to bring into the game. Yeah, let's get going.
We'll be saving a detailed discussion of Portugal's mechanics for the first look video, but it should come as no surprise that you're going to need to sharpen your naval skills.
History has so many compelling civilizations, it's always a challenge for us to choose which one we want to feature next. However, Portugal gave us the chance to design some systems that really encourage and reward maritime exploration and trade. This is something that not a lot of other civs specialize in, so putting Portugal on a map really creates some fun strategic opportunities. We also used Portugal as the inspiration for one of our 2 world wonders, with the second hailing from another previously released Civ, Babylon.
Historically, the imposing Torre de Belém served as ceremonial gateway to Lisbon. In Civilization 6, it grants additional gold and Great Admiral points. It also provides bonus gold for every luxury resource at a destination of international trade routes. And
All right, so we got the whatever she said, Torre de Belém. I know how to say it probably in Spanish, sort of. Portuguese, I know is similar, but not the same. It does look very cool. I like this wonder. And it's cool to see another kind of a naval, or a kind of wonder that goes out on the water, which is pretty neat. International trade routes from the city receive +2 gold for every luxury resource at the destination. When the wonder is constructed, cities not on your home continent receive the lowest... Wait. When this wonder is constructed, cities not on your home continent receive the lowest production cost building they can currently construct. What? That's pretty powerful. I mean, the 2 gold, it will add up very, very nicely, especially if you can combine it with a few other wonders and other things like that. But and then the +5 gold just flat out, Great Admiral points, all that's nice, well and good. But the lowest production cost building they can construct. That is pretty impressive. Now, the problem I see with this wonder right away is that it is incredibly easy to build. There's only one restriction, well, 2, I guess you call it that. It has to be on a coastal tile that is next to a harbor district. That is very, very easy to come up with. And so very likely, if you're playing on a higher difficulty level, don't expect to ever build this wonder, because the AI should have a very easy time building this wonder as soon as it's available. And so it's going to be very hard for the player to build this on higher difficulty levels. But if you're on a lower difficulty level, you have a little more time, then this looks like an amazing wonder to build. You kind of want to probably set it up a little bit, try to get a bunch of cities set up that are, off of your main home continent, so you can have, get the maximum number of buildings built as possible. But this is pretty cool. And it says the lowest production cost building they can currently construct. That means if you build a bunch of the low ones yourself, or like say you buy them with gold or something like that, then this can actually build some of the more expensive ones, because that effectively would be the lowest production one they can build at that time. Interesting. Very interesting. I think, like I said, my only disappointment is that it's too easy to build. I wish there was more restriction, because more restriction usually means the AI has a harder time getting the right situation to build it. But I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out in an actual game.
When constructed, gives any city you own on another continent a free building. Meanwhile, the towering ziggurat at Temenanki grants additional science yields every turn, as well as bonus science and production.
All right. Oh, my little pink pop-ups up there. So +2 science and +1 production to all marsh tiles in your empire. Interesting. Kind of an interesting choice. And then +1 science and +1 production on all floodplains tiles for the city. So you definitely want a very wet civilization to be able to take advantage of this. Plus, it has to be built on floodplains or marsh itself, which is unfortunately going to take up one of those spots. So the marsh tiles is for the empire. The floodplains is for the city itself that it's built in. I mean, I've had some cities with quite a few floodplains. Marshes, hit or miss sometimes. It really depends. And I think some civilizations might have a little bit of a bias towards marsh type land. I mean, it'll be fun to build. This one might be a little bit easier to build than the other one, because at least a slightly more challenging restriction. But honestly, built on floodplains and marsh, the AI is still going to have plenty of easy time building this one. More than likely, what it comes down to on this one is that there will be less AI that have marsh or floodplains within their territory than the other one, where just about every civilization has coastal tiles, depending on the map you're playing on. But so there will be less competition, but there's still going to be pretty easy competition from the AI on higher difficulty levels. So again, probably expect this one will be built by the AI if you're on that level, which does mean you would have to, at least this one you can steal. You can kind of go capture yourself and get that bonus. Whereas the other one, where you get the bonus of all of the free buildings, you would already have lost that once it got built if you try to go steal that. You still get the gold bonus, but you lose that production bonus, which is unfortunate. Something to think about.
To all floodplains in its home city and marsh tiles in its civilization.
Speaking of marsh tiles, the Portugal Pack also includes a new map script, the Wetlands. Dominated by marshes, this map offers new strategic challenges and defensive possibilities. For example, while marshes penalize movement, careful positioning can allow ranged units to exploit enemies' reduced speed.
Finally, the Bone Men.
That was a lot of marsh in that one little snap there. So yeah, I mean, I guess if you're going to have a wonder that goes on marsh and floodplains and stuff like that, having a map that has a lot of that would be very beneficial. So there you go. But again, if you're on a map that has a lot of that, the AI is going to have a ridiculously easy time building this wonder long before you're able to build it yourself. Something to think about.
We've been waiting for, included in the Portugal Pack, is our latest brainchild, Zombie Defense.
Oh.
In this optional grave mode, the dead don't stay dead for long and present an ever-growing threat to the world's civilizations. Or as I like to think of it, an ever-growing brain drain.
In Zombie Defense, every unit slain in combat has a chance to rise from the battlefield as a ravenous zombie. Zombie units chase and attack the nearest non-zombie unit, and any unit they successfully catch, crunch, and kill respawns as zombies themselves.
But don't worry, because sadly, the living can fight back. An arsenal of new trap and barricade improvements deal damage to hostile units that pass through or near them. These mode-specific improvements can be built on owned or neutral territory. And again, sadly, zombies' obsession with brain banquets and digestive devastation means they can only fall victim to the traps and barricades and are unable to pillage them. Huh?
Also, unluckily for the undead, 2 new city projects allow civilizations to temporarily subjugate the zombie units within a city's limit, putting them under players' control. This lets you direct zombies' mindless mayhem at your opponent. You can either use zombies to directly target enemy units, or just move them out of your city and closer to someone else's brains.
Delicious.
You'll also have access to the Zombie Defense Spy Opera.
Okay, I got to stop before we get too much further into this. I mean, interesting. Definitely interesting. I mean, if you're like a hardcore old school Civilization fan, you just like the history of it all and stuff like that, which I tend to lean towards, may not be up your alley, but why not? I mean, we've got a lot of other game modes. Several of them actually do kind of fit into that historical kind of motif. this was just a fun one, and I can see the appeal for this, especially if you could really crank up the zombie like mode like to the maximum somehow, where it's just like you're just spending your entire time trying to defend against zombies. Somehow I feel like that would be kind of fun, just to be like full on defensive mode. What was that? What was that game? Like They Are Millions or Billions or whatever it is. I haven't played it yet. I've looked at it, haven't actually played it yet, haven't picked it up. I might pick that up at some point, but it's kind of like that whole defensive against hordes of zombies coming at you. I might play this once, but I really, if you're gonna have zombies, make it to like level 12. Like don't stop at level 10 here. Let's go up to level 12 or 15 or whatever you got to do to really crank up the zombies and make it a bit of a challenge to just stay alive, because that would be the fun part. Just try to survive the game while still trying to win a victory on the side as well. So I don't know. I think it'd be worth trying once. Might not be one I play a lot, but it could be fun if it's hard enough. I definitely want it to be hard. So we'll see.
Which attempts to spawn zombie units on work tiles in another player's city.
And most importantly, flames.
To sum up, the 6th and final installment of the new Frontier Pass is the much requested Portugal Pack, also featuring new world wonders from Portugal and Babylon, a new marsh-focused map script, and a new game mode that my coworkers are really, really hyped about.
Civ fans, you're the best fans in gaming. We appreciate your support through every new Frontier Pass pack release, and we hope you'll continue to follow us on social media to keep up to date on all the latest in the Civilization franchise. For one thing, be sure to check back in April as we reveal the final free game update of the season.
We hope you are all staying safe and healthy and non-zombified. And remember, when it comes to Civilization or the undead, there's always one more turn. The hashtag is one more turn.
All right, so there we go. Comes out March 25th, which is 10 days from the time that I'm recording this. I mean, it's a pretty good final thing to the new Frontier Pass. And if we look at the new Frontier Pass as a whole, I know they just mentioned there is one more free update coming out, I guess, next month, which, cool, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. I like that. But definitely a lot of decent civilizations that came out. About time for Portugal. I think it's been long overdue. I do like the new wonders. I think those are really, really strong, really good wonders. Again, my only concern about them is that, again, higher levels, deity level, even probably, I don't know, what's the one below deity? Is it Emperor? I don't play that low very often, but some of those lower levels, probably, like, you'd have to play pretty low level for you to be able to have a chance of building that wonder before the AI, most likely. And I guess that also kind of depends on the civilization you're playing, as some civilizations do have boosts to wonder building. So it would be hard to get those wonders, but they are very cool, very strong wonders. The zombie mode, again, if it is challenging enough, it has to be really challenging. I think it would be kind of fun to play around with, just to mess around with a little bit every once in a while. But if it's just too easy and they're just like kind of nonsense units that you don't really care about, I mean, barbarians already can be a bit challenging at times. And so, I mean, these aren't actual barbarians, but they kind of behave like barbarians in the sense that they're that red color that they attack anybody and everything. If they are kind of along that level, then, and they're really challenging, then that could be a lot of fun to really just have to shore up your defense, build walls in all your cities, have lots of defensive units, and just try to survive to win a victory. Again, it has to be challenging for that to be fun, in my opinion. But I don't know. What do you guys think? I'm looking forward to this. I think, again, I'm really looking forward to Portugal. I'm looking forward to the dev update for Portugal to see what else they've added into there. Some sort of coastal or sea trade boost would be really cool. But yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And I'm really looking forward to seeing what are they going to come out with next. I thought the new Frontier Pass was highly successful, in my opinion. I think getting the content in bite-sized chunks, not only does it mean that it was easier for them to put out the content on a regular basis, because they didn't have to like save up for like a year longer just to put everything into one like expansion pack or whatever like that. We would have had to wait for all of this content. Basically now would be when all of this content would have been coming out if they were developing it all together, most likely. But putting it out earlier means they could send out little bite-sized pieces and bite-sized chunks, make adjustments along the way as needed, take feedback from the players, and And, you know, maybe they've changed their minds a few times along the way. We don't know if they got some feedback from the players and decided to go a different route than what they were originally planning. So that's one huge bonus of doing these little bite-sized chunks. Plus, it's easier for me, quite frankly, as a content creator to consume those bite-sized chunks than having a dump of an expansion pack onto me. So I kind of hope they continue this pattern in the future, in my opinion. But I don't know what's next. Is there going to be more Civ 6 content, or are they working on Civ 7? I don't know. They've got to be working on something. Civilization's still ultra popular. Still one of like the top, 15 or 20 games on Steam a lot of times, I think. So I definitely expect that they're going to continue something with Civilization. I just don't know if it's going to be another Civ 6 thing or a Civ 7 or whatever. But I'm excited. I'm glad that they've done all this here, and I think it's been a lot of fun. So let me know what you think in the comments below. I'm looking forward to playing these. I hope you are as well. I do appreciate you guys watching, and may God bless you, and I hope you join me again next time. Thank you, and goodbye.